48 seconds to go. It's 2nd and 10 with 3 receivers to the right. Browning looking. Pressured, throws it deep, and the ball is caught by T. Higgins at the 1-yard line. And it's actually called a touchdown. Somehow Higgins got it across the line. Now we'll have to give that one a look.
It's close to see if that ball is already on the white as he's reaching it over.
It is confirmed a touchdown, so he came back from out of the end zone.
They're going to need to show up big today to keep this Dallas offense at bay.
As Ferguson in motion, pressure on Prescott, gets rid of it, Lamb. Oh, one-hander, CeeDee Lamb.
40 seconds to go. Hurts firing for the end zone and a one-handed attempt. Oh my goodness! A.J. Brown with an amazing touchdown. Went up and scooped it.
I thought he was going to throw the flat right here to Zaccheaus, and
those referees. 2nd and 12. Herbert to the air, floats it up for Williams. A diving grab is made by Mike Williams. What a catch at the 39-yard line. 35-yard pickup and a first down.
Chargers are beneficiaries of a lack of camera angles because some of them got blocked by the Chargers players. It's close. And look at Murphy competing to the very end. Watch.
Keep Prentice in for pass protection. Panthers rush 5. Carr steps up and delivers downfield. Get him a 50-50 ball. What a catch by Olave.
The best starting field position for the Raiders at the 40-yard line, and O'Connell wants to take a deep shot. And he's got Trey Tucker out there. Tucker diving, and he makes the catch inside the 10. 1st and goal, Las Vegas.
3rd down and 4. Herbert floats it. Allen, what a catch! How did he come down with that ball? That catch, it was way over his head, and to spin, grab it with one hand, secure it, go into the ground, that's as good as it gets.
Carr looking deep, and it is juggled and caught! Touchdown! Olave! What a play by the receiver, Chris Olave!
He would have been walking into the end zone for a touchdown.
3rd down and 27. Mullins fires.
Wow!
Jefferson, wow! What a catch! Unbelievable!
Texans trying to get some points at the end of this half. They also will get the football to begin the second half. Stroud on 1st down. He was looking downfield. He's going downfield toward the end zone. Down, a leaping grab. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans.
C.J. Stroud just directed that play because once he broke the pocket, he pointed to Tank Dell and said, turn it up. 3rd and 9. Gino will put it up top. Twisted, what a catch! Jackson Smith and Jigba with a 5-star grab.
This thing, he had to flip his head around and catch it with one hand.
When he got the job of guys that have played for him and then started reaching out. Wilson, step, throw, lets it fly, caught, Cortland Sutton, touchdown, Denver. A flag down.
They can pick that up. That's going to be interference.
Sutton with another brilliant grab to put on the highlight reel.
Be it Levis or the quarterback Tannehill. 2nd down and 7. They blitz up the middle and out. So what a catch. Hopkins right in front of Campbell. What a grab.
Stafford off play action. Steps up. Floats one. Nacua! Diving grab! Puka Nacua! Another highlight play.
Into the area that Matthew Stafford got it. We always talk about getting the ball into a spot where only your player can make a play.
Hopkins guarded by Ramsey off to the far side. Levis steps up, launches that direction for Hopkins. And an amazing catch is made at the 10-yard line. DeAndre Hopkins, falling backwards, had tremendous body control as he beat the Pro Bowl corner Howard.
Objectively, I mean, look at it. He pulls him down to the ground. Now, you're right. I'll give you that.
No, that's what Howard was pleading. And
at LSU in their national championship season.
Rudolph to throw, deep drop. Rudolph letting it fly down the sideline. Pickens got it.
Was he inbounds or not? They're saying catch.
3rd and 7. Blitz coming. Walker has it blocked. Lofting far sideline. Cooper.
Oh, what a catch! Amari Cooper.
Working on Awuzie this time.
It'll depend on that right foot. Did he keep it completely in bounds?
Yeah, fair point, Aaron. 3rd down for the Pats here. Here's Jones. Has time to throw. Lofting Hunter Henry. One-handed catch. And a penalty, too.
Can't get a first down without a touchdown from the 11. Wilson in the corner of the end zone.
Garrett Wilson. Wow! What a catch! Touchdown, Jets! That kid's amazing. There is no way he caught that. Blitz coming. Oh, what a catch by Evans, and he stays up.
Push here in the center with everybody, or we can move it to the outside, and I'll just do it.
Here's the deep ball. Got hit as he let it go. Oh, Devontae Smith! What a catch! Right hand out there, and then concentrate and reel it in is incredible.
Final minute of the 3rd. From the 30, Lamar Jackson got out of a would-be sack. Keeps it alive. And flings it in the air. It is brought in by Likely at the 5. Isaiah Likely goes up between Darius Williams and Andrew Wingard and makes a spectacular catch.
There's Rudolph on 3rd down, pump fake, then he throws, and a diving catch is made by Pickens.
Yeah, man, they said the vibe in the room, the offensive room is just so positive right now. No diva-like players that he's got to contend with.
How about this play? Ingram with a one-handed snatch. Highlight stuff from the former Pro Bowler.
Patriots coming into today, number 31 in scoring. Zappi, 1st and 10, going deep and caught. What a grab made. Rager comes up with it.
Late pressure coming. Purdy looking for Ayuk. Oh, what a dime by Brock Purdy as Brandon Ayuk snatches it into the red zone of Washington.
Is it what Kyler Murray has asked for? Hey, go get me Marvin Harrison Jr. and bring him here.
He gets away from Josh Sweat. Keeps the play alive. Lofts for Conner. One-handed catch. What a day for James Conner.
Come on.
To the right. Runs a short route. Ritter doesn't go that way. What a one-handed catch by Bijan Robinson. That is just sheer talent and individual effort.
Wilson sets up and spinning around to the back of the end zone. Sutton.
Thinking big numbers here, trying to really get out ahead in this game.
Deep drop. Jackson, step, deliver. It's snagged by Likely. Isaiah Likely diving for the touchdown.
From the 10-yard line, Young on the move. He will throw and catch. Did he hang on? Yes! It's a touchdown for DJ Chark. Will check his feet. He hauled it in before going out of bounds, and Young made it happen. And now the Saints on their 3rd right tackle. Cam Irving in. Carr back. Lofting one. He's got a man. Johnson wide open. Tumbling, and he held on. Oh, back in the game with a big play.
Bears' first drive after the Younghoe Koo missed field goal. Justin Fields to work. Has DJ Moore into the breadbasket. Inside the 30-yard line.
Kareem Hunt, the third down back. He flanks Flacco, stays in to block. Pass is caught, and Juco off to the races again. Inside the 30, inside the 20, out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
29% about a half an hour ago. It's now down to 7. Russ has it. Steps up. Looks for Mims. Caught. There's the big play they needed.
Get completions. Continue to change the looks that the Dolphins have to defend.
Lamb open in the flat. Prescott looking to go deep. Has a man. Tolbert. It is. Fight for the ball. Who's got it? Tolbert's going to have it. What a great catch over Xavier Howard, and he hangs on.
We got Evans lined up on the right. You bring pressure with Allen and Aluakin to the left-hand side, so the safety has to rotate over to try and help, and a quick slant.
1st and 10. Oh, it's caught! What a throw! And what a terrific touchdown reception! Mike Evans has done it again!
At his own 26 for the second straight possession without DJ Moore on the field. And on first down, Fields off play fake. Flush to the left, wants to load up, wants to go deep for Cole Kmet, who comes back to get it at the 21-yard line. Working against Jalen Thompson, Kmet for 53 and a Bears first down.
Young throws for Chark, and he hauls it in. Was he inbounds? The ruling is yes. Another extraordinary catch. 3rd and 4, extra pressure picked up. Low out there for Dobbs, and he's got it. Did he hang on? Going to the ground? They said he juggled, but let's see what the official says. He's ruling it a catch.
Forcing tight windows to throw the football in.
2nd and 9. Gino to the end zone. He's got Metcalf down there. One-handed grab. Was he in? No signal yet.
Play clock winding down. Now Mullins moving to his right on first down. Now he throws to the end zone. Jefferson. What a catch.
First half with that touchdown, and now start the second half with another big opportunity. Let's see if the Saints defense can step up here.
Play action, don't get pressure on Stafford. Down the sideline goes the pass. It's a little short, and Nakua comes back. Did he hold on? No, he didn't. Well, maybe they say he did. He held on, and they're going to give him the catch.
Lock, end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Yeah, Smith and Jigba has put the Seahawks on top.
They bring 4 that time. Lawrence firing sideline. Jones holds on. No timeouts. 5 seconds left. Clock runs.
Played the position that kind of way and was smart with the ball. But by the time he finished, he was a game changer. Because people wanted all their quarterbacks to look like him.
Brissett from McLaurin, and he's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Throw it in the perfect spot, 29 yards. He beat Kendrick. 28-13.
Like you put together a drive at the end of the game when you have struggled all season long. What an opportunity.
And looking for Chark. Did he keep those feet in bounds? If he did, that is a spectacular catch by DJ Chark.
With no safeties back. Little movement pre-snap. Could be a free play. Levis fires down the sideline. High pass. It is caught. Westbrook Akine. And he is just shy of the end zone.
Darren Waller in his first play. Missed the last 5 games due to injury. DeVito rolling right. Now he throws. And Barkley makes the catch along the sideline. A spectacular catch by Saquon Barkley. Maybe nobody better when you get near the goal line of finding the end zone.
They line him up. Split out here. Murray puts a man under it. That pass is caught. McBride What a pass and an even better catch. We'll check the... James Conner lines up at the top of your picture here with just under a minute left. Murray puts him there under it. Near side on the comebacker. McBride. And he's inside the 10.
Go to work, and he did. They had a great game plan.
2nd and 16. O'Connell's throw. Adams one-handed catch. Wow.
Smith looking deep for Smith and Jigba. He goes up to get it. What a catch by the rookie. Jordan Fuller on the tackle, but a first down and a gain of 32.
They bring 3 again. Wilson going to scramble, then loft it. And it's hauled in with one hand. Is it complete or not? We have the flag. It's ruled a catch on the field and the flag.
3rd down and 16. DeVito airing it out, looking for Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt along the sideline. Makes the catch.
Third down for O'Connell. Blocked by Illuminor. Going deep. Caught! Myers on McDuffie. What a grab! At the 20. Pickup of 33. First down, Las Vegas.
Loving every minute of this.
Jerry Jones looks on. Love covering Witten all those years. Meanwhile, that pass, reaching for it. Pete Carroll puts his hands up. Yes, caught. Noah Fant.
The ball back with a 1st and 10 at the 22. Fake the handoff. Stroud. Home run ball for Stroud downfield. Nico Collins goes down to get it at the 26.
It's going to be a tough matchup for him if they want to lock him one-on-one with Wilson.
1st and 10, flea flicker. Boyle's pass is caught by Xavier Gibson.
Here comes a blitz from Washington. Trying to get to Tua. One-on-one. Hill. He found it. He's gone. Another long touchdown for Tyreek. This one for 60 yards.
Carr floats one. Olave. Underthrown. Olave comes back and makes the grab. Saving Carr on a poorly thrown ball.
Oh, they're bringing everybody. And they're going to Dortch, who's got the ball working on Porter.
From the 20-yard line on 1st down. Jerome Ford is the single back. Off the play action. Flacco wants to go deep. He's got a man out there. It's Elijah Moore. And Moore, is he inbounds? Yes, he is. At the 38-yard line of Los Angeles. A 42-yard pickup and a Browns first down.
Here come the Chiefs. Pressure's on. Love, throw, Enzo Watson. Oh, did he catch that? He did, but there is a flag down. What a grab by Christian Watson. And I think it's going to stand.
Zappi in the pocket. Zappi deep downfield. And that is pulled in by Juju Smith-Schuster.
5'9", climbs the ladder, makes the grab there. Into Rams territory. Empty set for Jackson. Pressured from the backside. Lofts one and Beckham's loose. Underthrown, but he's got it. And a Ravens touchdown.
He set the offensive line up. You couldn't get a better guard in that era than Jari Evans.
Carr going deep, and a diving catch is made by A.T. Perry, 43 yards.
Just seems like everyone's got a chance. Some of these divisions that are wide open, especially the NFC South. Ritter.
Oh, my goodness.
It's caught. Drake London with a brilliant catch.
He has to now go back outside for Oliver to replace Lenoir inside.
Locke, couple fakes, steps away from pressure, going deep down the field for Metcalf. He caught it. Is he in? He is! Touchdown, Seattle! Wow!
2nd and 7. Miami bringing the pressure again. Allen fadeaway fling. Diggs down there. And Stephon Diggs brings it in inside the 10-yard line.
Wilson has all day here. Now he's going to take a deep shot. Sutton in the end zone. And Cortland Sutton with a flag down makes the catch for a touchdown. Let's see if this stands. It looks like it will.
There's almost no way with the job that he's done that he's not a head coach in this league next year.
3rd and 5. Pressure from the edge. What a throw. What a grab. Prescott. Michael Gallup.
18. Titans rush 4 to a lofting downfield, and making the play is Cedric Wilson. They call it a catch, and what a catch as Tua dropped it in over Murphy Bunting.
Pressure coming, launches for Olave. He came down with it, and it's ruled a touchdown. A sign of life from the Saints offense, and Chris Olave with the elevation.
Minshew's going to throw. Minshew. Buying time. Flips it out for Downs. What a catch by the rookie.
They'll bring an extra man. Love's protected. Love's got Watson deep down the field. What a grab by Christian Watson.
Chicago in the red zone, where they are tied for 4th this year in touchdown percentage. Bagent looking deep for Cole Kmet. Oh, what a catch! Kmet goes up to get it, and it's a touchdown for the Bears.
Bagent begins from the 21. He dropping a shot play. Downfield for Darnell Mooney. Brought it in with a flag. Was Mooney touched down by contact? He's still going. Now the whistle finally blows. Let's see what that call is.
It's 3rd and 6 for Russell Wilson. 7-13 through the air. McClinchy the block, and he goes downfield. And Sutton trying to get it. Heavy coverage on the play by Snead. Cortland Sutton lassos the ball. They begin near or at Kansas City's zone. From the 50 here, 1st and 10. Blocked by Bowles. He's got him deep, and what a catch at the 10. Jerry Jeudy.
The head coach right there talked about their development. You have got to be encouraged with what they were able to do against the stout Philly.
What a catch by Crowder.
Are you kidding me?
And a 4th touchdown throw from Sam Howell, as you were just talking about, the young quarterback.
Certainly urgency now for the Colts midway through this 4th quarter, down 15. Minshew flushed again. Stops, wants to throw, looking for the end zone in the corner, and he's got it! Drew Ogletree with the touchdown!
In their own place, they got to stick to it.
Hill at quarterback now. Taysom Hill wants to go deep. Double coverage out there for Shaheed. Lunging for it. Does he have the catch, or is it a pick? And it's an interception. Rodney Thomas took it away from Rashid Shaheed.
And make a few yards. And this is how you can get into trouble early downs, falling behind the chains.
2nd down and 8. Young running for his life. Flips it downfield, and it's caught. It's Thielen again. What a grab.
Yeah, here we go.
Prescott going end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Ferguson.
White like that. Now they go no huddle. Mayfield slings it to the outside. And that is going to be ruled as a catch.
Blitz off the edge. Cousins throws, and it's taken away by Addison for the touchdown. He and Charvarius Ward fighting for the ball, and this time Addison takes it for the score.
Huge difference in the game. 5:45 to go. Hurts a first down throw. Hit as he throws from Brown downfield. AJ got it at the 10-yard line between Kohu and Elliott.
3rd and 7 for quarterback Russell Wilson. Blocked by Bowles, going deep, and Sutton, what a catch!
Howell lofting one down the sideline, and it is caught by McLaurin. Nobody touched him, and he walks in. Touchdown, Commanders.
They mount up on you, and they add up. It makes it tough.
3rd and 6 from the 22. Hurts airing it deep for A.J. Brown, and Brown pulls it in. Did he get his feet in? He did! A teardrop from Jalen Hurts, and it lands in the gloved hands of A.J. Brown.
Goff looking deep, wants it all. Jameson Williams looking for the ball. Got it! Touchdown!
Lawrence steps up, fires into the end zone. Diving attack made by Zay Jones.
Robinson comes in. Fake to him, Ritter has time. Going deep. And the catch is made by Kyle Pitts.
With almost everybody back healthy and ready to go. I know Mark Andrews, but I fully expect him to come back soon.
Jackson's pass towards the end zone. Caught. Beckham over the shoulder. And OBJ is back.
For the same type of coverage, just hard to get the time to wait on the route.
What a catch. That pass was almost out of reach for Henry.
Play action. Going deep. Getting position and making the catch is Devontae Smith.
20 seconds to play, first half. Lawrence, short drop, the throw. Oh, terrific grab by Ridley. Into Kansas City territory, working against Snead with a penalty marker down at midfield.
For the rest of the game with an ankle injury. On first down, Lamar Jackson, plenty of time. Taking a deep shot for Flowers, and Flowers has it! Zay Flowers, and they're saying he's not down yet. Now they are. What a catch by the rookie Flowers!
Howe slinging it to the end zone. Was it caught? Yes, McLaurin. Touchdown.
On first down, off the play fake again. With time, Purdy to the sideline, and the juggling attempt and the catch by Jawan Jennings. Down at the 24-yard line, a pickup of 31.
Wilson looking for a miracle. Gonna gather, unleashes towards the end zone. It is deflected in the air, and it's caught. Brandon Johnson, and Denver's prayer is answered.
Under 40 seconds remaining. 9th play of the drive for the Saints. It's Carr, near side.
Wow.
Olave. What a catch!
That catch, everything is out there, and they're having success.
Love on first down. There is a flag. Oh, and a diving catch made by Dobbs.
Yeah, not one quarterback coach is ever going to tell you to do that.
No, but that's the one you're holding your breath and you're like, don't you dare, great throw.
To the end zone, deflected and caught. It went off Evans into the hands of Joshua Palmer for a Charger touchdown. The tip drill turns into 6 quick, and Los Angeles takes the lead again.
No, that too. Second down and 10. There's Love looking for Reed. Diving catch. Jaden Reed.
Minshew drops, throwing deep, and it's caught! Hauled in by Michael Pittman, who lost a helmet on the play but hung on to the football.
The guys that they still have out there are, regardless of the score, would be guys that would be playing in a rotation role in fourth quarters. This is a deep, talented group.
Fields going deep. Oh, good catch. DJ Moore, a one-hander.
Two have culminated in touchdowns. Short drop. Throw is one-handed, and that is Josh Reynolds pulling it in. So that connection that started with the Rams 7 years ago, continuing in Detroit.
Third connection with Garrett Wilson for Zach. The first down. Out of the pocket. Fire downfield towards Lazard. Comes back and makes the catch at the 20-yard line.
All the guys up here, Jim. You got to get this ball out.
Here comes Hunter. There's Mahomes. And Mahomes' pass is caught. Oh, what a catch by Watson. He leaped right over Bynum and took it away from him.
180. What's up?
On the fake, here comes some pressure, gets rid of it, Walker. Oh, what a catch! Elijah Moore, good adjustment, and he works his way up near the 45.
On 3rd and 2, it's a tough down to bring pressure.
Minshew feels the pressure, it's caught, one-handed, Alec Pierce, my goodness.
10:25 to go. Falcons get the football back. A flag is down. Free play for Ritter. Going to take a shot for London. And London fighting for it. He's got it.
From the 7. Wilson going down the sideline for Garrett Wilson. Makes the adjustment and the grab. Garrett Wilson pulls it down at the 40-yard line. A pickup of 33.
Davis out, Trent Sherfield is in as the third wide receiver. Fake the give, over the top, deflected in the air. Sherfield dragged his feet. Touchdown! Ruled a touchdown. We'll have to check if he kept it secure, but he was looking at it like a fly ball in the air, dragging his feet. And for now, it's a touchdown. Big Ten, you can't believe it.
Leading the way to the 37 with the 1st and 10. And outside they go. What a catch made by Hopkins.